Hello everyone, in this video let us solve this question. So we have 5 raised to power x plus 2 minus 25 raised to power x is equal to 24, and here we to solve for the value of x. Now to solve this, solution, so we have 5 raised to power x plus 2 minus 25 raised to power x is equal to 24. So first, applying this rule of indices, that if you have a raised to power n plus n, this equals a raised to power n times a raised to power n. Applying this rule right here, what we have is this. We have 5 raised to power x times 5 raised to power 2 minus 25 can be written as 5 raised to power 2. Then all raised to power x is equal to 24. So with this, what we have is 5 squared is 25. So 25 times 5x. Okay. Then applying this rule of indices, that if you have in bracket a raised to power b all raised to power c, this equals in bracket a raised to power c all raised to power b. Applying this rule right here, what we have is this. We have minus in bracket 5 raised to power x all raised to power 2 is equal to 24. So at this junction, we are going to say let 5 raised to power x equals to m, such that in place of 5 raised to power x, we bring in m. So this becomes 25 times m, then minus in brackets, this becomes m all raised to power 2 equals 24. So from here, multiplying this, 25 times m is 25m, then minus m squared is equal to 24. Move this over to this side with this also. Here becomes 0 equals, here becomes m squared minus 25m, then plus 24. So if we are to then rearrange this, we have m squared minus 25m plus 24 is equal to 0. So with this, we have a quadratic equation, and to solve for the value of m right here, we're going to solve it using factorization method. Now, minus 25m minus 25m can be expressed as minus 24m minus m. This will give us minus 25m. So in place of this, we bring in minus 24m minus m. So this becomes m squared, then minus 24m minus m. Then we have plus 24 is equal to 0. Now at this junction, we have a common factor, which is m right here. So factorize out m from this. We have m into bracket. Divide m squared by m. We have m minus. Divide 24m by m. We have 24. Now close the bracket. Same thing here also. Right here. Factorize out minus 1 from here. Minus 1 into bracket. We have m. Then factorize out minus 1 from plus 24. We are left with minus 24. All is equal to 0. At this junction, we have a common factor, which is m minus 24 and m minus 24. So pick one in bracket m minus 24. Then the one outside the bracket, which is m and minus 1, put them in one bracket, m minus 1. So all of this equals 0. Then at this junction, we can equate this to 0 or equate this to 0. So m minus 24 equals 0, or m minus 1 is equal to 0. From here, the value of m is equal to plus 24, or from here, the value of m is equal to 1. Now we have gotten the value of m. The next thing is to get the value of x. But recall that from here, right here, that we said let 5 raised to power x is equal to m, right? So that we said let 5 raised to power x is equals m. So we have 5 raised to power x for the first value of m, which equals 24. So this equals 24. So right here, we have the base of 5. So we're going to introduce logarithm. So logarithm of base 5 of 5 raised to power x is equal to logarithm of base 5 of 24. Now, following this rule of logarithm, that if you have logarithm of base b raised to power a, this is equal to a. Applying this rule right here, this becomes x is then equal to, we have logarithm of base 5, 24, and this is the first value of x from m equals 24. Now, for the other value of m, which equals 1, so recall that we said let 5 raised to power x equals m. So for m equals to 1, importing the value of m as 1, 5 raised to power x is equal to 1. So from here, we can write down 1 as 5 power of 0. So this becomes 5 raised to power x equals 5 raised to power 0. This will still give us 1. From here, 5 will cancel out 5. The value of x is then equal to 0. So therefore, this is the second value of x. So we have two solutions for the value of x. The first one is this, second one is x2 is equal to 0. Good. So the next thing is to then verify whether these two solutions of x are the correct solution. So right here, let us verify this out. So verify. The first value of x, x1, is equal to logarithm of 5 or base 5 of 24. The second value of x, x2, is equal to 0. Now, the question is, we have 5 raised to power x plus 2 minus 25 raised to power x is equal to 24. This was the question. So, inputting the value of x1 into this equation, what we have is 5, x becomes logarithm of 24 base 5, so logarithm of 24 base 5, then we have plus 2 minus 25 raised to power x. For x1, logarithm of 24 base 5, will this equal 24? So from here, we're going to apply a particular rule of indices, and the rule is this: if you have a raised to power m plus n, this equals a raised to power m times a raised to power n. Applying this rule right here, this then becomes 5 raised to power logarithm of 24 base 5 times 5 raised to power 2. Then we have minus 25 raised to power logarithm of 24 base 5. With this equal 24. So from here, we have this, that 5 raised to power logarithm of 24 base 5 times 5 squared is 25. So from here, applying this property of logarithm, that if you have a raised to power logarithm of c base b, this is equal to c raised to power logarithm of b base a. So applying this right here, what we then have is minus, this becomes 24 raised to power logarithm of 25 base 5 equals 24. Okay, so from here, now right here, we're going to simplify this by applying this property of logarithm, that if you have b raised to power logarithm of a base b, this is equal to a. Applying this rule right here, this then becomes 24, then times 25. Then we have minus this, minus 24 raised to power logarithm of 25 base 5 equal 24. So from here, with this, we have 24 times 25 minus 24 raised to power logarithm of, we can write 25 as 5 raised to power 2 base 5 equals 24. Good. So applying this rule of logarithm, that if you have logarithm of b base b raised to power a, this is equal to a. Applying this right here, this then becomes 24 times 25 minus 24. This becomes raised to power 2 is equal to 24. And from here, what we have is this. We have 24 times 24 minus 24 times 24 equals to 24, because this can be written as this. So with this, from here, we have a common factor, which is 24, 24, and 24. So factorize out 24, 24 into bracket, divide 24 times 25 by 24. All we have is 25, then minus, divide this by 24, we have 24 is equal to 24. So from here, we have 24 into bracket. This will give us 1 equals 24. 24 times 1 is 24, which equals 24. Now looking at this, since what we have on the left hand side equals what we have on the right hand side, this means that the value of x that we got right here as logarithm of 24 base 5 is the correct solution for the value of x. So let us then confirm for the other solution of x, which equals 0. So the question, which is we have 5 raised to power x plus 2 minus 5 raised to power 25 raised to power x equals to 24. For x2, which equals 0, inputting 0 for x, 5 raised to power 0 plus 2, right, minus 25 raised to power 0 equals 24. So from here, 5 raised to power 0 plus 2 is 2, minus 25 raised to power 0 is 1, equals 24. 5 squared is 25, minus 1 equals 24. From here, this will give us 24, which equals 24. Now, since they are the same on both sides of the equation, this means that the value of x2 that we got as 0 also is the correct solution of x. So with this, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.